There we go. And then that way you can look back at it at any time.
Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it. And then I just start with a brief prayer
Okay.
to begin. And so I say, as we step into this circle of healing, I ask that only the messages of highest healing, love, and light come through for Sue and myself today. We ask that what is shared by angels, guides, our departed loved ones, and God helps us in our healing journey. And we are thankful for these blessings. Amen.
Amen.
So the way that I receive my information is just what I call a spiritual download. And that is just, I have no idea how it works.
It is what it is, you know.
An information dump, and all of a sudden it's in my brain.
Okay.
And then the other way is by writing, automatic writing. And I actually didn't know that I could do this just until a couple months ago. And so I'm new on this journey, and it's amazing what happens. So I'm excited.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, are you ready to get going? I have stuff I'm ready to share.
I'm so ready.
Okay. So I will say that the very first thing I'm hearing is your dad passed?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he said that I, just as you asked, I was right here when your mom passed. And he said, I helped her cross. And so he said, I heard you asking. And so that happened. And then did your mom pass recently?
3 weeks ago.
Okay. I'm sorry for your loss. So she says that, and your dad passed a while before, yeah?
Yes.
He's been there for a while, yeah. So she's excited, and she's showing me that they are finally like, she's excited that they're dressed back up again. And so it's that, I don't know if your dad didn't like to wear his suit. So she's saying that he doesn't have a choice, and that they had this celebration party and she made him put a suit on. And she's showing me her jewelry. So she's showing me like beautiful earrings, beautiful necklaces. And do you have a sister?
Yes.
So, and I'll be light with this a little bit, but this is a common thing. So she's saying, I don't know if that you guys are going to be going through her things. And so she's worried about some of the jewelry being a cause for like some differences, maybe.
No, we're good.
Okay, good.
We're good.
Good. She wants to make sure that everyone is getting the jewelry set who wants the jewelry.
Okay.
She wants to make sure that's set. So I'll say the next thing that I'm seeing from her. So she says, okay, so was she sick for a little while? Yeah. Did you bring her into your home, or were you there? Were you in the home with her while she was passing?
She was in a nursing home, but we were with her like every day, every 10, 12 hours a day.
Yeah, so she says that you made that feel like home for her. Like she felt like she was at home, and she thanks you for that so much. She says, so thank you so much for making me feel like I was in my own home, and I felt so comfortable there. And did you guys give her like lots of flowers, or she says she's letting me smell those flowers, and she's saying that the flowers helped so much in helping her to feel like even though she couldn't go outside, she felt very free and like she was connected outside at the same time. And so again, she's showing me like that she's kind of getting ready, and she was very excited to be able to like do lipstick again, or like get herself all ready. And so I don't know if maybe at the end she's like kind of showing me her lips, like maybe you helped with like wetting her lips and everything. And she says she knows how hard that was for you, and thank you for being able to do that for me. And she's saying that memory is kind of stuck for you a little bit, of like the kind of helping her with that part. And so she says, instead, think of me being able to put my lipstick on now.
Okay. She always, when she was in the hospital a couple months ago, before she got very ill, the nurses came, like different nurses would come up to me and say, is that your mom? And I'd be like, yeah. She says, she has her hair and makeup done at 7 a.m. I said, that's my mom.
Yeah. She's showing me, like, I don't know if she had like the big kind of beehive hair at one point, but it's just showing me it's like very big and beautiful, and like, you know, all the things no one does anymore, and that she cared so much about that. It's just, I always have this, women were like more beautiful back then. Like they just put more effort into it. And she's like, yes, I was.
I know she would get so mad at me. I worked as a wedding planner before she got sick. And on Mondays, you know, we'd have lunch or do something before she got ill. And a lot of times, like I wouldn't put makeup on or anything. She'd be like, are you going out like that? I'm like, Mom, I have to get dressed up every day for work, you know, but she never left the house like that. Never.
Yeah. No, that's exactly what I'm feeling. And it's like she's showing me that, like, it's like now also she's like, it's very nice, it doesn't take the time it took to get ready. So now she's like, I'm always just gonna look like I'm going out on the town. I'm going out on a party. And she's like, but I'm not always gonna be able to get your dad to wear the suit. Like, he's not gonna wear that.
I don't care where you are. No, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, no, he's not interested in that.
No.
So have you met with a medium before?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
it's been a long time though.
Was that since your dad passed? Was that after?
Yeah, he's been passed for 12 years.
Yeah. So he said that, thank you for making this contact. Now it's about time I hear from you. And he says that you can keep talking to me. He said, don't stop talking to me. And he said, I always want to hear your voice.
Okay.
So did you, with that, he said something about like, I miss hearing, he said, I miss the phone calls too. So he said, did you guys used to have like kind of regular scheduled phone calls?
He was so funny because one of the standing jokes was when I used to try and call him. My mom always bowled on Thursday nights, and I used to try and call, and my mother and I were so close, and I would try and call him when my mother was out bowling, and I never knew what I was going to get. This is what you either got, bring, bring, hello, what do you want? Your mother's not here. Or, hey, how are you, honey? So never knew what I was going to get.
Okay, so he's saying a little, in a weird way, he's like, I'm more reliable than that. That's what it's saying. He's like, we have the scheduled time now. He's like, I'm able to be like, he's like, I show up for you. Like I'm not going to be that changing voice in that he's really like pushing, I think, so he says, I know how much your heart is hurting right now from losing your mom. And he says, I am here to support you through that. So sometimes when someone passes after being sick for a long time, they kind of have to do some work to get used to being in spirit. They're totally fine, and no pain, and it's beautiful. I actually don't get to see it, but I can feel it, and I know that it is. But your mom's working on some of that right now, just because it's so new. And so your dad says, in the meantime, call me, talk to me. And it's not that your mom's not going to be there. And she always is. So she's saying that, the way that I'm seeing this is that your dad is actually stepping forward first right now.
Okay.
And that's just how I'm seeing them. And it's because your mom is like, honestly, she is really excited to be up and moving. And like I said, I truly think she is like out at a party. Like it's a little hard for me to like reach her. So she's partying.
She deserves it after what she went through. I am so happy to hear that.
Yeah. So she is, she is just like moving. So your dad says that as you go through this logic part of this stuff, like the logistical part of somebody passing, he says that I am there, and think of me pushing my way through all of those decisions. And he said that that is you, and that is me with you, and you guys have been able to figure this out. And he said that there's no, let me see what so he said, well, first he's saying that you guys have done a great job at agreeing on things. He said it feels like you guys have been like doing so good at finding these really good, you don't even need to make compromises, because it's like you all have the same feelings on everything. It feels very like, which is, I will say, it's not that common. Like it feels very balanced. And like,
and it's definitely not that common with me and my sister.
Yeah, no, but it feels like you guys were able to move through this like really together. Like this pulled you guys closer. And I think that's why he's showing that, like, I'm with you for those decisions, but also it's like he's proud of you guys for doing this together, and that you guys have been able to like, he's like having a proud dad moment. You know, he's like, my girls are figuring it out. Like they're doing this hard stuff. Yeah. So what your mom is showing is like, I don't get a lot of symbols, and I always tell people that, but she's showing that like that's going to be one of her things for a bit. So I see like white flowers, and I see robins, and I see I'm trying to think of what else. So like writing like Merry Christmas. So she's like writing in a card and stuff. So you're going to be finding these things from her, and it's like she's going to help you find those things, and that's part of her. So you're going to feel really connected to her when you find these things. And that's like it's a happy accident, but that's her guiding you, because it's as you move through this grief, you know, you've lost your dad, but she's showing me like how close you were, and that you guys, I don't know if you guys got even closer kind of in adulthood than you were younger. And it's like you guys became not only mom and daughter, but like friends. And then also like you guys just became almost like life partners through this last kind of set period of her life.
Yep.
And so like she's showing me that, like, again, it's interesting. She like, so like I said, maybe this is because she's a little bit further away, so she's showing me more symbols than I ever see. So it's like she's showing kind of this arc of like you guys as a relation, like your relationship as mother-daughter. And she's showing that like you may have had like, you know, the tense teen years and all that. And then it's like she just watched you grow into this beautiful woman. And she wants me to tell you that you did such a good job at finding your life balance, and you became the strong woman that was able to then care for her. And so you did like this beautiful arc into then you got to do some of the things to care for her. Especially in like the last 2 months, she's showing like how much you did, and that I don't know if maybe that isn't your comfort zone of like kind of doing the medical stuff, but it's like you were just there. And she like she says, so she's saying, so it's like thank you for she says thank you for caring for my body in such a beautiful way. She said you took care of my body. So that's like I said, like the lips thing. And she's really like, I think it was like, so sometimes like when somebody has the really long kind of passing of like an illness, they start to kind of separate pre-passing. And so it's like she was kind of pulling out and away. And so she had moments where she was a bit outside of herself and was able to see. And it's like she still was able to, I think it's like maybe you already knew that she was kind of pulling away, but still you were like, this is like how it needs to be, and this is what's going to get done, and we're going to care for her all the way through, no questions. And she thanks you for not pulling away during that time, because that's such a hard time when sometimes you don't feel her in there the same way, you know.
Just awful. But like you said, I watching that process, I could feel like there was times like you could just, I mean, knowing that she was going through that process of having to make the transition and what she needed to do that. So yeah.
Yeah. And so I got like big chills on that part. So that's like my spirit confirmation that was so that one makes me emotional because so when they sometimes when souls step outside of their bodies, like near that time, they need someone to care for them in that moment because they're kind of just outside, and it's a bit of like it sounds interesting, but they're in this kind of floating period, and she says that she absolutely knew you could hold that. And so it's when they're outside, it's like they kind of step into someone, and you were able to hold her with you in those moments, and you held her and kept her safe. And it's a beautiful thing to see that. I don't see that very often either. And so she says, she's telling me to tell you to tell your sister that she is doing. Does your sister have kids?
Yes.
Yeah. So she said that she is having a hard time being emotionally close to her kids right now because of her grief. And so it's like she's having that really strong grief come up to where she's afraid to have those really like those strong family connections just because they hurt. And so she's saying that's okay. And that's gonna heal, that's gonna get better. And so your mom is saying, I'm gonna be with her kids and they're gonna be able to move through that grief. But she said that so she's really wanting her to have that support and knowing that there's nothing wrong with that, that she feels kind of like she's pulling away, and that's okay. Sometimes that needs to happen for the healing. And so she's just acknowledging that, and that is part of how your sister is needing to heal. So what I would like to do too is, like I said, the other way I get things is through writing. And so if you're okay with that, I would like to, so I just pull up a Word document on the screen. It's like a modern day medium thing. So usually I use Notebook, and it's really neat. So I pull it up and I share it with you, and you can see it.
Okay.
And then you ask a question. And
Okay.
how it works, you just ask your mom a question and an answer pops in. So I just start typing and it's like this flood of an answer.
Okay.
So if that's something you'd like to try.
Sure. Like I said, I knew that this was a very short time, that she would need time to pass, to continue her journey, but I just wanted to connect. I know that this is soon.
Oh yeah, no, she's there. So she's right there. It's just that she's not. So sometimes I feel people really physically close,
Yeah.
like in the room sitting next to you, and I don't feel that. She's like, I did that for long enough. Like I'm choosing to be up in spirit. She's like, I don't need to be I don't need to be down in this area. She's like, I'm going to be out here. But sometimes it's easier with the writing to get that more.
Okay.
So I'm going to share this. Can you see that? Did that pop up? Just like a Word doc?
Yeah. Yeah.
Great. It's funny, right? Technology.
I know. It's, really modern mediums. Who knew?
So I asked for healing, love, and message for Sue. That's all I do. And then you ask a question and something's going to pop out. And I'll be very honest, if nothing comes, I'll just tell you.
Okay.
I have yet to have that happen.
Oh gosh. I don't even know what to ask. How about if I just say some words?
Yeah, or it's just, so the question phrase is important, but you can just be generic too, of like, is there something that mom, like directed to your mom, like, mom, is there something you'd like to share with me? Or mom, is there something you could tell me that would, something like that.
Okay. Mom, did we do you proud on the celebration of life?
Oh.
Thank you.
That's beautiful. You're welcome. Oh. So when I'm typing, I'm not like, I don't know what's coming out. So I just
Yeah.
was reading it. That's beautiful. Oh. Jed.
Oh, I'm sure he's just so happy to see her,
I can imagine.
you know.
I can imagine. Wow.
Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. I'm so glad. So yeah, as I said, I'm new on this path and I have no intention of doing anything other than connecting people to their loved ones. So that's my only goal. And I realize that's my path in life. And so to do this every time is a blessing and a gift. So I'm very thankful for you for being here as well and for giving me this opportunity and for trusting me with the soul of your beautiful mom and dad.
Thank you. And how did you just come into your gift, or have you had it
So
before?
I was born with it. And so
Yeah.
I've seen people my whole life. And my mom always jokes that she heard voices on my baby monitor. And so souls, somehow I have a beacon on that I don't know about. And
No, it's a gift.
they come up. And I saw them all through my childhood and it scared me a lot. And
Oh,
so
sure.
then I think I censored it and kind of shut it off. And I got through grade school, middle school without it. And then it kind of popped back on in high school. And then I had to get through college and kind of shut it off again. And then as soon as I graduated college, it just was like,
Wow.
clear and loud and proud. And there were, I joke, but there were dead people everywhere. And I was like, okay, so I'm not getting away from this.
It's like that, what was it, the Sixth Sense or something?
Yeah.
I see dead people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And it started, I saw people kind of more ghosty, a little bit more shadowy people.
Mhm.
And I said, I can't do that. And I simply just asked my guides, and I said, this is too much. It's kind of scary. It's not, something I can't use this to help people.
Yep.
And I asked, and I went to bed, and the next day I woke up and it was different, and it's like this. And so I
Wow.
wish I knew how that stuff worked.
Well, I will just, so will you be able to send me what you typed me to?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's not for me, it's for you. So I'll send it.
Okay, good. Well, I am most grateful for your gift, and I'm so glad that I saw connected on Instagram with you.
Yeah,
And
I was gonna ask, how did you find me? I just always
on Instagram.
okay.
Yep. So I was going to sign up for the group Zoom. And then I just thought, I knew, like I said, I knew from reading and everything that, she's only been gone a few weeks and that she had a journey still to complete, and it might be too soon, but I just, for my heart and head, I needed to reach out.
Yeah,
So.
no, I'm so glad you did. And like I said, sometimes if they're more in spirit, I mean, obviously they all are, but more a little bit like they're doing their thing, the writing thing comes through beautifully.
Well,
so
that I couldn't, if you had said you could have $1 million or that, I would take that.
Yeah,
so
I would do it too. I've lost many loved ones as well, and it's like it's you can't, there's no price to put on it.
No, there isn't. So I'm so grateful, Gabrielle, and I will look forward to, is the best way, and if like I want to contact you again, is the best way through Instagram or to go to your website?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can just book an appointment anytime.
Okay.
I have lots of people come back. So after they lose someone, lots of people come back like once every 2 months for a couple of years, something like that, because they just want to hear the updates and how the journey's going and all that. And our loved ones are always talkative. They always have things to say. I've yet to have
Apparently my dad had a lot to say. So.
Yeah. But apparently it's all for your mom. I was kind of waiting for your dad to step in, but he loves you and he's proud of you, but he's talking with her right now.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you for your gift, for sharing your gift. And I look forward to receiving a copy of this and talking to you again.
Great. I appreciate it. It was very nice to meet you.
It was nice to meet you too. Thank you so much, Gabrielle. Have a wonderful night.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.